Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Fungi vs. Fertilizer. When we last left off, we had gotten about halfway through the nighttime levels and had unlocked the Suburban Almanac, which will give us all of our information on our plants and zombies from this point onward. But now, we go into the next level, in which we're gonna be fighting up against a brand new zombie, and with the use of a brand new plant. Let's go ahead, and I actually decided I am gonna be going back to pea shooters versus repeaters, because while the repeaters are just so much stronger overall, that extra 100 sun is just not too terribly useful in the end. Let's give Gravebuster a UU. I think we should do good here. Yeah, I'm glad I pulled in the Gravebuster. That's... oh, Jesus. Anyway, so our brand new plant is the Hypno-shroom. The Hypno-shroom is a very entertaining plant, so to speak. It's about the same as some of the other shrooms like in the Gravebuster and the Fume-shroom. I actually said it right this time, I believe. It's not fume, it's fume, as in fumes. Can't believe I was such an idiot to get that wrong. Anyway, the Hypno-shroom is basically what it says on the tin. When you go and place the Hypno-shroom down, it will go and hypnotize the first zombie that comes and eats it. This will use up the mushroom and thus leave you unable to, keep it on the field like, say, the pea shooter. But it can lead to you having a very, very strong zombie on your side, because the zombies will actually retain all of their health and all their damage and whatnot. So if you get a really tanky zombie, say the screen door zombie, then they're gonna be able to just go through everything without too much issue. But as you saw, we also did have a stronger zombie gonna be available for us to fight soon, and I'll go over him the moment he pops up. Knowing this game, it's gonna be halfway through this particular level before we even see him. Come on, you're so simple. Just go ahead and go away. Oh, hey. Got a cone head. But same strategy as I've been doing before. Fill up the back row full of my mushrooms. I don't necessarily have to use the mushrooms. I just kind of wanna. Let's go ahead and put you there. You should die. There you go. Or are you not gonna die? Oh, no. Alright, but this guy's probably super low on health now. Alright, let's start removing my tiny mushrooms since I'm not gonna be using them anymore. This is actually where you're gonna start pretty much there he is. Pretty much stop using the puff shrooms because you really just don't need them anymore. But yeah, we now have a football player zombie. Matter of fact, actually, if my memory serves me correctly, yeah, I can actually view the almanac right now in the middle of a fight. You actually will not get any real information on the zombies in your almanac until you've defeated them in a level. But football zombies are extremely powerful. Like, you need to be hitting them with full force. They'll be even more irritating for you to fight than frickin' the screen door zombies. Because you gotta buff off their helmet before they get anywhere. And even then, you're still gonna have to deal more damage to them than you would normally deal otherwise. Best way that you really want to handle them is, well, the Hypno-shroom, because they'll just turn around and then go the exact opposite direction they just came from. Makes it very useful for you to be able to just not have to worry about them whatsoever. And if they're in a huge line of other zombies, the Hypno-shroom is so useful because it will just make it so that they're going to be eating that zombie versus eating you. But the football zombies also have an actual weakness, but we do not have access to that plant yet. Once we actually have it, you'll see. Well, I'll go ahead and mention it. Though that said, you know, you'll probably see it in the almanac here, because the almanac I have on either side of the screen is actually just full information. I didn't want to go with bit and pieces, but, you know, for people who haven't been reading those almanacs, well, you're not going to be spoiled about what future plants are. Alright, huge wave. This actually might give us an option to use the Hypno-shroom a little bit better than we just did, because I just kind of used it to get rid of the guy there. Let's go ahead and use on you, because we don't need you. The major problem with also the football player zombies is that they are also, like their other counterparts, they are really, really fast. As you can see, this zombie is just murdering everything that it goes up to it. Matter of fact, I don't think even my Hypno-shroom is going to come up in time for me to actually make any use out of him. Yep, nope. He's going to go all the way to the end. So you saw just how powerful frickin' that frickin' football guy was, so I'm not going to be able to rely on my fume shrooms to just kill him. But when we get our new plant now, excuse me, the Scardy-Shroom. The Scardy-Shroom is a bit of an interesting plant, as you can probably guess by its name. And do we have a new zombie on the field? No, we do not. We still have the football zombie. Alright, so let's go ahead. Let's stop using Puff. We don't need him anymore. Let's go Sun, Fume, Hypno, Scaredy, Potato, Potato, Pea Shooter, and Walnut. Yeah, we should be good, because I didn't use Grave Buster at all last time. I tend to not really care. It's like, even when you have like a lot of gravestones like this, for the most part you can survive without too much issue. Now, the interesting thing about the Scardy-Shroom mushrooms is that, as you can probably guess, these mushrooms are not the bravest of souls. What their main thing is that they are essentially the mushrooms that are the long-range group guys of the group. They'll attack from a far range. However, the moment that the zombie gets close enough, these guys will actually go and hunker down and hide and will no longer do any damage. I forget what the actual, how close the zombies have to be before the Scardy-Shroom will basically get frightened. I believe if we can actually show off, because I want to try and sacrifice the Scardy-Shroom here. If these guys are going to give me sun. So yeah, literally, once the zombie gets about one space away, the Scardy-Shroom will basically clam up and will not be of use to you anymore. So you want to be very careful. You usually try to place at least one plant in front of the Scardy-Shrooms, so you're not having to basically scramble for survival. Also, I need to focus on getting more shrooms up, because I am like really hemorrhaging my sun here for showing off what I did. Oh my god. Thankfully, that's actually one good thing. Oh crap, I forgot to mention that. So yeah, the Scardy-Shrooms will actually also react to zombies in the surrounding area. So you won't necessarily be able to benefit from the Scardy-Shrooms, essentially because they'll go ahead and get scared from anything on this side or this side of them, which can lead to basically having a lot of trouble. I'm gonna just let you go through. I really don't care. Right now, I kind of need my mushrooms. That's also something you'll want to try and keep in mind, is that you can just go ahead and sacrifice your lawnmowers here. Now, you don't necessarily always want to do that, simply because the lawnmowers are essentially your last ditch effort of protection. So having you go and just lose that protection, especially if you're going to be dealing with a zombie that's able to get behind one of your plants, it's going to be very dangerous for you to handle. Alright, so let's go ahead. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. So what I'm going to do is, normally I don't do this kind of stuff, but to make things a little bit more manageable here. There we go. Oh, you're gonna get eaten, aren't you? Oh, no, you're not. Thank goodness. See, this is also the problem with me wanting to show off everything like I have been. Because I'm getting these instances where my plants are not being anywhere near as effective as they should be. So let's just force it. Oh, crap. I didn't do it in time. Oh, crap. Are you serious, game? I thought I was far enough to where it didn't matter. Oh, god dang it. Well, let's look at that and keep that guy there for now. Alright, and then I think it's time to stop playing around and start putting down my pea shooters and my other plants as well. Really, for the most part, oh dear. No, no, no. The major problem I've honestly had with Scardy-Shrooms is that out of all the mushrooms, I think they're probably what I consider the weakest, just because if you don't have them in the back, you're pretty much screwed. Alright, let's go ahead and... Let's go put you there. Protect us for now. Get you there so we can get another one. Now, the one thing I just realized that I'm going to actually have a bit of trouble with is because I don't have the Gravebuster, this particular tombstone is going to go and eat this guy without too much issue. So I might have to do what I've been doing with the walnuts and just placing them down for protection. Don't need you anymore, so let's go put another shroom down there so we're gonna actually have some more defense. Man. One thing I also like to tend to use the Hypno-shrooms is I essentially consider the Hypno-shrooms to be one of the better plants in the game, simply because they're a way of getting rid of a zombie immediately, so you're not having to worry about it. And they also make it so that whatever you're fighting is going to be fighting on your side from that point onward. It makes it terribly, terribly useful when you know you're needing to protect yourself from something right this moment. You know, like the football zombies. Those guys are, especially right now with our current setup of plants, we are not going to be any use in fighting. Right, now that I've got a little bit more sun built up, let's start putting down some more guys here. I'm honestly not sure what would be the best ratio of where to put the fume shrooms and the pea shooters. You know, it might make a little bit more sense to have 2 fume and 1 pea, like set up like I had earlier. Again, it's like there's like a lot of little math and whatnot you can go with this game to really try what like the best strategy is. For me, it doesn't matter anywhere near as much. Alright, so this giant wave is the one that's gonna probably be the killer for me. Especially since I'm down to only 3 lanes that actually have my lawn mowers. There we go. I think we should be alright though. We're gonna put you up here. Oh, we're still not the big wave yet? A little surprised. Come on, guys. Move a little faster. Uh-oh. Well, there goes that walnut. Now let's put you here just to prep up. And I know you're almost guaranteed dead, so I'm going to probably start spamming walnuts here in a moment. Alright, so let's go ahead and Hypno-shroom some of these guys. These 2 lanes are the ones I'm most afraid of, simply because I just don't have the plants necessary to live. It is actually one things I was actually kind of hoping for out of doing this Let's Play, is as much as I enjoy this game, it gets a little samey. So me using a bunch of plants and whatnot that I'm not normally used to makes things a lot more entertaining and fun. But with that, we now have the Ice Shroom, which I think is one of the second to last mushrooms we got. How are we doing? We can do one more. Oh no! And we get one of the fan favorite zombies in the game, the dancing disco zombie, which actually has a little bit of a history that I'll get to in just a bit. I'm actually going to want him to pop in before we do anything. So let's see, let's do Sun, Fume. Let's actually go back to repeaters. Hypno, Grave, Show Up the Ice, and Potato Mind. Because after getting bitten in the butt by not having Gravebuster last round, I'm going to keep it from this. For this one, just because, especially if you get into this area, like these first 4 rows are the most important to me in my strategies. So having them anywhere near that, like especially in this 5th row here, is just asking for trouble. Alright, so we only got 1 zombie. We'll play Potato Mine down here. This is also the point where I gotta really start paying attention. And I know I just said start like 3 or 4 times in a row. Sorry there. Because if I focus too much on my commentary or whatnot here, I'm gonna be having my brains eaten before I know it. But yeah. But this is also the point where we're going to start really getting into the shrooms and other plants that are going to be one of your main focus points for making sure you live. Because the Ice Shroom here, well, if you couldn't guess by its name, is an ice-based mushroom. It will actually go and freeze any enemy that it comes into contact with. I want to say in a 3x3 area, which is similar to that of the Cherry Bomb. I could be wrong about that. Off the top of my head, I'm not 100% certain. But its main effect is that, well, if you couldn't guess, it freezes all the enemies in place. Which is actually a little bit better than that of, say, you know, the Snow Pea, which just slows everything down by half. If you're in a desperate need to stop the zombies now rather than later, this is the plant you're going to be wanting to use. Let's get a few more of my guys set up. Once you blow up, I can replace you with a Sun Shroom. Until then, it's just conserving my sun until I get to the point I need. And then once we get a lot more zombies popping up on screen, I'll go ahead and show off Ice Shroom here. I'd rather not deal with it beforehand. Up, and here we go, the dancing zombie. This is his major deal. He will go and summon more zombies onto the field. So with that, let's show off the Ice Shroom. Yeah, the dancing zombie can be a bit of a dangerous guy to deal with. Simply because, well, you know, he has a bunch of zombies that you're gonna be having to fight with. And while it seems to be fairly simple right now, when he gets more and more zombies on the field other than just him, you can end up dying relatively quickly. As you can see, his guys act like regular zombies. So you can be in a lot of trouble if you're not paying attention. Come on. Thank you. I was gonna say, if you frickin' died, I was not gonna be happy. Let's go ahead. Oh, there we go. Come on, you should be able to kill it. In fact, you know what? Screw it. I want to make sure you live. Or not. Well, I'm gonna be down one thing of sun from this point onward. Because I am not going to go ahead and dig that guy up. Not after that. Come on, guys. No, screw it. I'm going to make sure this guy stays alive. Now, if my memory serves me correctly, if you actually use the Hypno-shroom on the disco zombie, he will actually go and control. Oh, are you kidding me? Really, game? Oh, crap, and he had no health. Crap. Oh, I'm just gonna sacrifice these guys. Because it's final wave anyway. Yeah. Make things a little harder for you all. But, if my memory serves me correctly, as I was saying before I got so rudely interrupted, if you actually mind control the disco zombie, he will actually go and summon zombies to fight alongside you. Kind of fun. But the one thing I actually want to mention about the disco zombie as we finish up this particular level is, well, the disco zombie had a different look and a different name originally in the game. It was basically a zombie that was based on Michael Jackson. However, unfortunately, this was during the time of, well, Michael Jackson's controversy, so to say. I personally have no real opinion on the guy myself, but apparently the people behind this game did, and they replaced him shortly thereafter with the disco zombie. With that all said, we now have the Doom Shroom. And that's going to be it for today. So until next time, folks, we're going to be taking this nightmarish shroom into battle. Until then.